Hi guys, it's Lara. Thanks for watching and welcome back to my channel. So today I have for you another plant-based alternative. We're going to make together crispy vegan bacon. It is super delicious. It's literally a game changer. And if you want to know how to make it, then please keep watching. For the vegan bacon strips, you will need about 8 to 10 pieces of rice paper. First, you'll dip the rice paper shortly into water so that it would soften up a little bit, and then you will always put 2 sheets together so that they would stick together. Now that you have a thicker layer, cut the rice paper into strips. The width is, of course, up to you. Now let's make the marinade. So first we put into a bowl 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. By the way, sorry about the camera focus, it will get better. Next we'll add 3 tablespoons soy sauce or tamari sauce. You could also use coconut aminos. About half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then we add half a teaspoon of liquid smoke, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika powder. Optional, you could also add about 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper. And last but not least, 2 teaspoons agave syrup or maple syrup. Now we will mix the marinade as well as possible because what we want is a nice, smooth, creamy mass. I always already preheat the oven in the meantime to 200 degrees Celsius, which is about 390 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you have 2 possibilities. You will put the strips of rice paper on a baking sheet and you will brush the marinade on the top of the strips. Once all the strips are covered with the marinade, you put them in the preheated oven and bake them for 8 to 10 minutes. You always want to keep an eye on them so that they won't burn. The strips will start getting a little bubbles pretty soon. The other possibility is to dip the strips of the rice paper directly into the marinade. Dip the strips of the rice paper from both sides and swipe the marinade a little bit off because you don't want them to be too wet, otherwise they would end up being a little bit mushy and we want crispy bacon strips. Once they are ready, you bake them for about 8 minutes. The temperature is the same. After 8 minutes, you will take them out. You will notice that they are already nice and crispy from one side, but they get a little bit soft from the bottom. So you will have to turn them to the other side and then you'll put them in the oven for additional 2 to 3 minutes. Again, you have to watch them closely so that they wouldn't burn. I personally prefer this variation to the brushing on because I find that the strips get more bubbles and I also find that the color looks a little bit nicer. Once the strips are done, let them cool off and then you can enjoy them. Theoretically, they would last for about a week in the fridge, but that pretty much never happens in our house because we usually eat them up immediately. I mean, come on, listen to the crunch. You can use these vegan crispy bacon strips in a sandwich, or you could chop them into smaller pieces and use them as a salad topping, or simply you can eat these as a snack. And it's definitely something that's great to bring to a barbecue. From my experience though, it's always good to make a bigger batch because these things are gone pretty quickly. Not only are these strips super delicious and super crunchy and very yummy and they taste very close to bacon, but the great thing about these is that they are plant-based, so you don't have to worry about the cholesterol. But the most important thing is we do not have to kill innocent animals for these. Pigs are super smart, They're so much fun. I follow a guy on Instagram. His account is called Conscious Muscle, and he has a second account called Friends Not Food Rescue. He has a few pigs, and whenever I stop by, they just melt my heart. They are just super sweet, so I will link his accounts down below. I should also mention that if you do not have liquid smoke, you could use barbecue sauce instead. So instead of half a teaspoon of liquid smoke, you could use about 1 tablespoon of barbecue sauce, and that would work too. And that is it for today. Definitely let me know if you try these and what you think of these. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and see you soon. Bye.